Hey everybody, it's Marvin with PID Floors. Today I'm here with Christine and Valerie with Atelier CV to talk about their firm, their design process, and all things design.
Hi, thank you for having us.
So what inspired you to start working in design?
I've been passionate about design since I can remember myself. Growing up, I always liked to play with my own space, and being raised by a fashion designer mother with a strong say meant that I have to contain my creativity to my own room, but that provided me with a wonderful envelope to play with and really explore what I like and what I don't like. I also always wanted to know how the world is built and how everything is configured, and learning that seemed like the neatest thing on the planet. So growing up, it was only natural that I would choose design and become to be an architecture nerd.
Similar story, although I think I was only confined to my room because my parents didn't trust me in. I always wanted to repaint it, I always wanted to redesign it, and they said, stick to your room. My dad would take me to the local hardware store, I'd pick out a paint, he'd buy me the supplies, and he showed me the first time, and then the rest of it he was over, and he said, you can paint your own room. I got better and better, and eventually they trusted me to paint other areas in the house, and I took over all of the construction projects in our house too. My dad, I always remember, he would be standing there, and the contractor or the worker would ask him a question, and he goes, why are you asking me? She's in charge. If I wanted new furniture, I would put together these little PowerPoints with bookcases, and I would arrange my furniture and be like, this is a new piece, this is existing. I could take this from this room and swap it. And they were like, okay, you can have that, we're not buying that one. Well, we can do that too.
What surprises you about your work?
It's always surprising to me to remember how much detail and thought goes into a project. For example, paint. There are so many variables that come into play. Natural daylight versus artificial light, color temperature, undertones. Paint could look like one thing in one space and look completely different when we apply it into our project. So it never ceases to amaze me how much detail and thought it requires.
The amount of decisions you need to make for every project. Even for a single item, you can take wood floors, for example. How wide is the plank? It's like skinny or wide, what is the finish? What's the wood species? Because then you have the layer of different wood species take stains differently. So there's existing wood, and then you're trying to restain certain woods to match. And then are we doing a border? Are we not doing a border? Which way are we running every single decision has maybe 20 to 50 components to it.
Throughout the course of a project, what is the most rewarding day?
For me, it's definitely install day. Projects are long, especially when they're construction, and it's when you finally get to that install day, all the finishes are in, all the furniture is finally in, and then when you start accessorizing everything, you finally see your vision come to life. And it's the added layer of getting to see the clients experience their home for the first time.
Seeing the final product of a project we've worked on for a few years is really exciting, and seeing the client's reaction is priceless, and knowing you have a happy client really makes all the difference.
So, we're sitting in our brand new showroom. Tell me about your first interaction or experience with PID Floors.
Back in 2017, I worked as the resource librarian for Drake Design Associates, now Drake Anderson. And my first interaction with PID's product was the chameleon floor. I thought it was the coolest product I've ever seen. I believe I've seen the purple colorway to change that plays with green tones. And I've been wanting to install that product ever since. I've yet to get the opportunity to do so, but I'm definitely planning on it.
Valerie was actually the one that introduced me to PID Floors on our first project that we did together. And just to reiterate how much she loves that floor, that was the first thing she had them pull out to show me when I came in. And it is amazing.
It's cool.
And it's definitely not the floor we ended up choosing for that project, but it's such a neat product, and it's such a one day, right? We envision having this really cool music room, entertainment room, maybe even a powder room.
what product category is most satisfying to curate?
To me, it's hard finishes and lighting. Hard finishes is, to me, the start of a project. It's the envelope. It's what sets the tone and the mood of a space and allows us to create a total work of art once we place furniture and accessories. The second favorite being lighting. There's just so much you could do with light. The proper light fixture, the right one for the project, could really change a space and act as an embellishing, almost like a beautiful jewelry to the perfect outfit.
For me, it's accessories. I think that no matter how perfect each piece of furniture, all your hard finishes are, without the accessories, the space just feels undone. So finding all the right pieces, the special pieces, that brings all the colors together, it just makes for a cohesive design. And as cliche as it sounds, it's what makes the space feel like a home.
Okay. Last question, a little bit off topic, but I think it is equally as important as the others. Coffee or tea?
Coffee. Coffee, any day.
Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us for Beyond the Surface. I want to thank Christine and Valerie from Atelier CV for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one.